flag over the battleship Arizona. Young men and women are coming back off of the base for that evening where they had been out playing the night before. When suddenly and without warning, two young servicemen up upon a point called back to their commander and said, "We have a large flight of aircraft coming in from the northwest." He said, "Don't worry about it. It's just that flight of B-17s coming in from the United States." What they did not know was that 400 miles to the north lay the Akagi, Kaga, Hiryu, Soryu, Shogaku, and Suikaku under the command of Isoroku Yamamoto. And they have just invaded America's island base at Pearl Harbor. The date, December the 7th, 1941. The place, Pearl Harbor. The time, 7:55 in the morning, and you are there. The Mitsubishi A6M0, the Nakajima B5N Kate, and the Aichi D3A dive bomber. Within 12 minutes, the Aichi, high above the red, green, and white airplane, with a 500-pound bomb between the wheel wells, rolled over on its left wingtip, dropped that bomb. It went down onto the foredeck of the United States battleship, the Arizona. That bomb went through the foredeck right alongside the number 2 gun emplacement. That great ship exploded with such force, it took 1,177 young sailors to a watery grave. They sleep there today. 2 young airmen managed to get out to Haleiwa, got their P-40 Warhawks into the air. They went to Haleiwa because they had 30 caliber out there. They didn't have 50 caliber, and the 30s was what was in the airplane at the time. Lieutenants Ken Taylor and George Welch got their P-40s into the air. Between the two of them, they shot down 5 of the invading forces on that December the 7th morning, 1941. The Mitsubishi A6M0, the fastest aircraft in the Pacific Theater at that time. The only thing we had to fight against it was the P-40, because we were still flying Brewster Buffaloes and P-23 pea shooters at Pearl Harbor at that time. But as you've already heard, the P-40 had an Achilles heel where the Zero was concerned, because the Zero was much lighter and could fly inside the P-40. One of the battleships land alongside the quays there at Ford Island was the United States battleship, the Oklahoma. Admiral Yamamoto had ordered that they develop a special torpedo to run shallow in bay at Pearl Harbor. The Nakajima B5N Kate was equipped with just that torpedo. First 1, then 2, then 3 came in aimed at the battleship Oklahoma. The fish went into the water. They hit the side of the great Oklahoma, rolling her over on her side. 400 men were inside the bowels of that great ship. It was Christmas before they managed to get all of the bodies out of the Oklahoma. Listen to the sounds of war. Feel the concussion of the bomb. Imagine yourself an 18-year-old serviceman. You're away from home the first time in your life. You're on the Minnesota. Your skipper gets the steam up, gets going towards the opening in the bay. on a honeypot, dropping bombs and fire and smoke and destruction. He beaches that great ship on Hospital Point to keep it from sinking inside the waters there at Pearl Harbor. Under the command of Isoroku Yamamoto, had put together this battle plan. He wanted to be able to take out the American forces at Pearl Harbor on that December the 7th morning, to where they wouldn't have to fight against them as the war in the Pacific went on. But it was just the following June, we took our fleet to Midway Island and sank 4 of those airplanes. Listen to our president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
A date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that we did gain that inevitable triumph. Admiral Yamamoto was told that they had a great success at Pearl Harbor. Admiral Yamamoto, knowing the American people, said, I fear we have done nothing more than to awaken a sleeping giant and filled him with a great resolve. And that's exactly what happened as we listened to the great Kate Smith sing about our great America. America went to war. Young men put their uniforms on. They became pilots. They became gunners. They became helicopter pilots. They became mechanics. Rosie became a riveter. The young women in this nation, moms and dads were putting gardens in their backyard because they couldn't buy food. They couldn't buy sugar. They certainly couldn't get wool because that was what our uniforms were made out of. Please do not misconstrue what we do here today. For if America never becomes involved in war again, it'll be too soon. But we must never ever lose sight of the fact that we must be prepared to protect ourselves against whoever might try to take our freedoms away from us. Listen to me, won't you? Whether it's World War I, or II, or Korea, or Vietnam, or Panama, or the Persian Gulf, or Afghanistan, or Iraq, it's the young men and women who put the uniform of our great nation on, carrying our flag into battle, that allows us to be the greatest free nation in the world. Do you believe that, Dayton? Let them hear you all the way out through Vandalia. Commemorative Air Force are proud to have the opportunity to bring this lesson about America's history and America's greatness. Be proud of who you are. Be proud to wear that flag on your lapel. Be proud to put it on your ball cap and say, I'm an American. I'm damn proud of it. And then, when you see one of these young men and women in their uniform that's been out here entertaining us today with the F-18 and the F-22 Raptor that's going to fly for us here in just a few minutes. Be sure and tell them thank you. Say thank you for what you do for us, because it's not the politician. It's these young men and women that protect our freedoms. We have the Commemorative Air Force based in Dallas, Texas, flying 150 airplanes throughout the nation. Are proud to have the opportunity to come fly for you today. These airplanes were all built for the movie Tora, Tora, Tora in 1967. We have flown them continuously since 1972. As a team, we are 44 years old, and we're proud to have the opportunity to come out and visit with you to tell the story of what our young men and women do for us. As the guys are putting the airplanes back together, back there behind me, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, please be proud of who you are. Be proud to say, I am an American. Be proud to put that flag on your vest, on your collar. From Houston, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, representing the Commemorative Air Force, we are TORA, TORA, TORA! God bless you, Vandalia and Dayton. Thank you so much for letting us be part of your show this afternoon. Be proud to wave that flag and say, I am an American.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow, Kenny, that's awesome. Ken Kreitz, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of Tora, Tora, Tora. Give him a huge round of applause, and all the pilots, and also the Tora Bomb Squad under the direction of Gordon West, 15 people out there with lots of dynamite, lots of gasoline, lots of det cord, and a lot of stuff to go. Again, brought to you by Rumpke Waste and Recycling. Thank you, Tora, Tora, Tora. In just a moment, we've got the United States.